Hey guys, what's up? So I'm here today to give you my review of last night's Monday Night Raw, which was August 26th, 2013. So I'm here to give you my Monday Night Raw review from last night. And I gotta say, Raw was okay this week. It definitely wasn't really that great. There were a few negative things about this Raw. But overall, though, it was an okay show. And I'll just get into it. And I will post this tomorrow, or today. Sorry, I don't even know why I fucking said that. But anyway, though, to open up the show, we had Triple H opening the show, and he does a promo and brings out Randy Orton and tells him and pretty much Triple H tells Randy Orton that he got him a present for, winning the championship and stuff. And he shows Orton a new Cadillac Escalade SUV that he gave to Randy Orton. So yeah, pretty much Randy Orton got a new SUV Cadillac Escalade, so I thought that was kind of cool. And then Daniel Bryan came out, and he does a promo, and with Randy Orton and Triple H. And I mean, you just got to see the video of them doing a promo back and forth. I thought it was a great promo segment between Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, and Triple H. I thought it was pretty gold. I thought it was great. And later on, during their promo, Triple H announces that Daniel Bryan will be in a gauntlet match against each member of the Shield, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns. So for all of that to open up the show, I thought that was a pretty good opening to Monday Night Raw. I gave it a 3.7 out of 5 stars. And then this is where it just got kind of stupid for me. Then they had Cody Rhodes versus Fandango. And during the match, The Miz, dressed as Fandango, distracts Fandango, and then Cody Rhodes picks up the win, and then they all start brawling in the ring. And then Brad Maddox comes out and sets up a tag team match like Teddy Long, and he says that it'll be Sandow and Fandango versus Cody Rhodes and The Miz. So, I thought that, I didn't really care much for that. I mean, it was like Teddy Long of SmackDown. So, yeah. And so then we had Sandow and Fandango versus The Miz and Cody Rhodes, and The Miz and Cody Rhodes won, which was a pretty dumb match in my opinion. It wasn't even, I'm not even going to rate this match because I just thought it was really dumb. So, yes, and now this, I was kind of surprised on how early this was in the show. I thought they would have saved this for later. But next we had CM Punk versus Curtis Axel. And the WWE Universe got to pick the stipulation for this match off of the WWE app. And pretty much the stipulation the Universe picked was that if Punk won this match, then Paul Heyman would have to face him in the ring and confront him and stuff. So I thought that was kind of an interesting stipulation. And so we had CM Punk versus Curtis Axel. And like I said, if Punk won, Paul Heyman would have to get in the ring with CM Punk. And so, now here's where my long description of what happened, because I thought this was a pretty good thing, so let me get some water here first. Okay. So we had Punk won the match, and then Paul Heyman got dragged to the ring by security, and Punk was about to beat him up when Curtis Axel attacked CM Punk from behind, and he handcuffed CM Punk behind his back like a prisoner. And then Paul Heyman slapped Punk in the face, and then CM Punk gets back up. He kicks Curtis Axel in the head, and then he starts to kick Paul Heyman. And but then when he started kicking Paul Heyman, then Curtis Axel came back, and he attacked CM Punk with a steel chair, and then Paul Heyman attacked CM Punk with a kendo stick, since that CM Punk was still tied behind his back. And when Paul Heyman attacked CM Punk with the kendo stick, I thought that was a real pure ECW moment. That was the extreme of the ECW with the kendo stick. It was basically the creator of ECW, Paul Heyman, beating the shit out of CM Punk with a kendo stick, like a pure ECW moment to me. And then when Paul Heyman was beating the shit out of CM Punk with the kendo stick, then I thought it was pretty funny, because then CM Punk says to Paul Heyman, "Make it count, you son of a bitch," and then Paul Heyman attacked him, and then they attacked CM Punk some more outside the ring, and so that pretty much summed it up there. You just gotta check out the video if you want of this whole segment and match. It was a pretty good CM Punk, Paul Heyman, and Curtis Axel segment, I thought. Helped pick up the storyline, I think, between the three of them. And so I thought it was a pretty good match and segment, so I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. And then next, at first I thought this was really dumb and stupid. We had Natalya with the Funkadactyls versus Brie Bella of the Bella Twins with Eva Marie. With also JoJo, I guess, being the ring announcer. I don't really know why they're having her be a ring announcer. Either make her a diva as a wrestler or not. I mean, what the hell is she being an announcer for? I don't get it. But, anyway, so Brie Bella won, which, I mean, it was a dumb match. It was a trash match, but then, this is where it got really interesting for me. Then AJ Lee came out, and she does a promo, and to me, it seemed like she was shooting on the Divas division and the Total Divas show. And I thought she did a great job. I mean, this was like one of her best promos I've ever seen out of AJ. I was really impressed with her promo, and I thought she did a great job. I mean, she talked shit on the Divas division, calling them all weak, that none of them could step up, and that none of them could compete with her, that all of them just pretty much sucked, which was pretty much true. The Divas division is shit right now. Without AJ Lee, I mean, it just would suck, I think. I mean, there are some divas that are okay. Like, there's Natalya, she's okay. And, I mean, the Bella Twins are okay. I don't really give a shit for the Funkadactyls, to tell you the truth. They're just garbage. And like one of my friends on YouTube says, they are the G-rated strippers. So I can agree with him on that. But, I mean, I really liked AJ's promo on the Divas division and about the Total E Diva show, just calling them all, fake actresses, and on how they all were just desperate to be on a show because that's all they cared about was the money and none of them could wrestle. You just gotta check out the video of her promo. I mean, she did a shoot on him, and I was really impressed. So I was really impressed by that, and I thought it was a very good promo by AJ. And she has good mic skills, and I myself was wondering on why AJ wasn't on Total Divas. I think she should have been on that show with them instead of the Funkadactyls. I mean, I'm fine with the Bella Twins on the Total Divas. I'm fine with the young divas on the show, like like Eva Marie and JoJo and Natalya, but I don't really care much for the Funkadactyls on that show, so I think they should have put AJ on that show. That's just my opinion, though. But now I kind of can understand why AJ wasn't on Total Divas, because she just doesn't give a shit about that stuff. I guess, although that's just probably just a storyline. And then next we had RVD, Rob Van Dam, with RR, Ricardo Rodriguez, versus ADR, Alberto Del Rio. And Rob Van Dam won, it was an okay match. This wasn't really anything really too spectacular. But now this pretty much sets up the RVD versus Alberto Del Rio for the World Heavyweight Championship at Night of Champions. But will Ricardo Rodriguez turn on RVD? I think he will. I don't know. I don't know. It just seems too weird that Ricardo Rodriguez is now RVD's manager. Maybe he'll be fine for this pay-per-view. Maybe he'll turn on RVD later and be back with Alberto Del Rio. I don't really know. So, yeah, and then next we had Christian versus Randy Orton. And the way this was all set up was because Christian was against the ways that Triple H was running the show, and he called Randy Orton a tool of Triple H's, which I thought was a pretty good thing. He was saying something about how Triple H likes to play with sledgehammers, and now his new tool is Randy Orton, and I thought that was pretty funny. But anyway, though, Randy Orton won the match. It was a pretty good match. Not the best I've seen between the two of Christian and Randy Orton. They've had much better matches between the two. But I like to see Randy Orton as a aggressive heel, because he was very, very aggressive in this match. He was an aggressive heel, which I like to see. And he won the match by a thumb to the eye and then an RKO on Christian. So I give that match a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Daniel Bryan gets on the Titantron and shows Randy Orton that he graffitied his Cadillac Escalade. And on Randy Orton's new Cadillac Escalade, everywhere on the Cadillac Escalade was the word yes, 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 all over the Cadillac Escalade, which I thought was really funny. So yeah, he pretty much graffitied the word yes all over the Cadillac Escalade, which I thought was pretty funny. And it reminded me of a time when Randy Orton was a heel and he was facing Kofi Kingston, and Kofi Kingston dumped paint and pretty much just trashed Randy Orton's NASCAR racing car. So this pretty much reminded me of that from 2009 or 2010. So I thought that was pretty funny. And then next we had Jack Swagger versus Titus ONeil of the Primetime Players. I did not care about this match. I fast-forwarded through it, but Titus ONeil won. I don't really care much for this whole The Real American thing either. I just don't care. The only thing that I really find hilarious is I always do this. Whenever it says to put your hand over your heart and yell, "We the people." I always do that just because I think it's really funny. So, yeah. But, and I mean, the Primetime Players are doing alright. I think they're just giving them a push, though, because Darren Young decided to come out that he was gay, so I think they're just giving him a push for that, for all the gay right bullshit, so yeah. And then next we had Daniel Bryan versus each member of the Shield in a gauntlet match, with the WWE superstars on stage watching the match, and if any of them talked against or got involved in this, if any of them talked against Triple H's decision or got involved in the match, they would be fired on the spot. So none of them said a word, and which I thought was pretty crazy. Although I didn't really find it too necessary, though, when Renee was interviewing the superstars on stage, and none of them said a word. I, for one, just did not really care for that. I don't think they really needed that. But anyway, so then we had Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins at first, and he beat Seth Rollins, and then he starts to fight Dean Ambrose. But then Roman Reigns gets involved in the match, and so it pretty much, the Shield lost by DQ, pretty much. The Shield lost, Daniel Bryan won the gauntlet match, but then the Shield started beating up Daniel Bryan at the end of the match, gave him their powerbomb, and then Triple H comes out with Randy Orton again. And then Triple H gives Randy Orton the sign. Randy Orton goes into the ring and gives Daniel Bryan an RKO to end the show. So I thought, all in all, that was a good segment, and I really like this. I really like this storyline between Triple H, Daniel Bryan, and Randy Orton. I think it's a good storyline. So I gave the match and that segment a 4 out of 5 stars. I also like the Shield being Triple H's bodyguard, so to say. I think that's kind of badass, in my opinion. It just kind of shows the badassness of this. So, for all of Raw this week, I thought it was an okay show. It wasn't the best. I mean, there was obviously some things that were bad about this show, like the Cody Rhodes versus Fandango. What else? RVD versus... Well, no, that was okay. Jack Swagger versus Titus ONeil. I didn't really care for that. But all in all, though, I thought Raw was good this week. It was an okay show. I enjoyed the Triple H, Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, and Punk and Paul Heyman storyline, as well as the Orton versus Christian match and the Gauntlet match, and AJ's promo shooting on the Divas. So for this Raw, I gave it a 6 out of 10 stars. So comment below and let me know on what you think of Raw this week. Like my video and subscribe to my channel if you want. And that's going to do it for this week, guys. Next week will be the final Raw before I go back to school. That will be when summer's over, so... Yeah, but that's going to do it for this week, guys. Peace out.